Addiction is just a way of trying to get something else, which is something bigger. Tobacco kills more than 8 million people every year, according to World Health Organization. 7 million of these deaths is as a result of direct tobacco, while 1.2 million of this is as a result of non-smokers being exposed to second-hand smoke. Welcome to Hot Button today, and today we shall be discussing on addiction of tobacco in our society among youths, how it affects relationship and how it affects youths generally. I am Tayo Adeleke, and joining me on the program today I have
Madu Queen
and
Ikechi Emmanuel.
Welcome on the program today.
Thank you very much.
Nearly 80% of world's more than 1 billion smokers live in low and medium income countries. This is as a result of poverty, most especially in Africa. Queen, how can you describe tobacco?
Tobacco is actually a plant,
Okay.
and then it contains nicotine, and most people smoke, some people chew, and then some people snuff, forgetting that it poses a significant health risk to our body system. So tobacco is a plant. That's how I'll describe it.
It's a plant. Some people eat, some people smoke, and some people
smoke, some people chew, and some people snuff. So now this nicotine is a highly addictive substance that acts as a stimulant in our body system. And when people take it in, it has effect on our nervous system that causes various physiological or psychological problems.
Auntie Emmanuel, do you have anything on that?
She has described this as a plant, which I totally agree with her. I also describe the tobacco, when produced, as a very dangerous substance, which has actually no health benefit to human beings.
No health benefits of tobacco to human beings, but youths are still engaging themselves in taking such. Well, if I may ask, are there different types of these plants that we talk about, or is it just only one?
Okay. There are different types of it, and then they are used to make different types of this particular product as well.
Okay.
And then it all depends on what is the purpose. There are some that have flavors, as much as we have fruit juice that has different flavors, orange and all, and some that taste minty and spicy. They have different flavors. So it all depends on what the target audience of what that company wants to reach out to. So of course there are different kinds of
different kinds. So maybe you can mention a few, if any.
Okay. We have Virginia tobacco. We have maybe my colleague can help me out.
Few that I actually manage, because since I don't take those, I don't really have much interest in it. So I'll just to discourage it. But there are flower-like ones, which is called I wouldn't remember what it's called, but it's produced.
It's flower-like.
Yeah, produced somewhere in India.
Okay.
So though they are of different structures, used to produce different kinds of tobacco-like products. Still, it doesn't have any positive impact in human life totally.
Doesn't have any positive impact in human life. Queen, this substance is commonly used by youths, both male and female. What do you think can be the cause of such?
Okay, I'll start with peer influence or peer pressure. You're among your friends in school, and probably your group of friends, the people you talk with, the people you walk around with, take this substance. And you do not know about it, but then you do not want to feel like the person left out. You don't want to feel like the odd one out of the group. And you also don't want a situation whereby they would look down on you, that your mommy's boy, your daddy's girl, something like that. And then you decide to play along with them. You join them. Let me just have a taste of what this is like. And as well as growing up, from the teenagehood, we all want to see what this life is about. You want to lay your hands on different things. You want to get involved in different things. You want to explore. So in the process of exploring, we tend to find ourselves interested in a number of things, and then tobacco can be one. Okay, by watching movies that cigarettes is being used, or watching advertisements, or probably finding yourself in an environment where you see people smoking that substance, and you're like, let me just have a taste. You can start by taking a paper, wrapping it, lighting a matchbox on it, and then try to practice. That way you would now say, okay, if this is like this, let me now see how the real one is like. So it's just from teenagehood we want to explore.
Could be peer pressure. Teenage. Emmanuel,
I want to include Grace. In some ways, I've seen so many parents mismanage or have actually gone too far in raising their children. Okay, you can imagine a family where the father smokes, the mother smokes. When you get into the sitting room, everywhere is smoky, and then you give birth to children. Believe me, it's a circle stuff. Everybody in the house will have to smoke. And I don't know how you want to tell you smoke, and then you want to tell your child don't smoke. There are environments, in university environments, where students are suspended or sent home for all these immoral activities, and when they are interviewed or investigated or interrogated, they will tell you, my mom smokes, my father smokes. So sending them home, do you think the parents see any wrong in that? They don't. So in an environment where you have less parental care on the children, not morally standard, it actually affects the children as a whole. And then when it affects them, I don't know the kind of children you want them to relate with, that they won't also actually influence them to also smoke. My dad does that, my mom does that, okay, I can do that too. So you also, that is my friend, you can do that. Or when their friend come to your house and they see such thing going on, they'll go back home to say, mom, where I went to, I loved this. And if you check it, where it has health effects, those that inhale it, you go into such places where it is smoked, you inhale it, you also have effect on your body. Yes, a wrong
bad effect
on your body.
Yes, like I said earlier when we started the program, according to World Health Organization, over 8 million people died of tobacco every year, and 1.2 million is as a result of just inhaling that smoke coming out of these drugs.
And I also want to add to that, as she has already mentioned, the peer pressure, I will also say the governmental factor, legal system. Okay, there are some countries where these things are approved.
Yes.
They don't really
they don't see a problem.
They don't see a problem in it. And then forgetting the fact that this is totally wrong in the health. There's something, not something, but everything is wrong with it, because it has effect on the lungs, not just on the lungs, on the heart, and then every part of the body is affected, even the brain. Because I don't know if your heart is affected, you don't care for the body. The body is the first place. As a Christian, which we also say, the body
is a temple
of God. And so when we mismanage it, I don't know how we want to function. So government system is, if you say a country where these things are not allowed, if it is not allowed, then it won't be produced or it won't be supplied. Or even if it is supplied or produced, they will do it in such a way people or the society, everybody will hide to do it.
Not openly.
Okay, moving on. Some of this substance, some of this plant, some people are addicted to it to the extent that they will tell you that they use it to ease their stress, or maybe when they are going through emotional trauma, they take this thing maybe to take over away their thinking or so many other things. What can you say about that? Does it really work?
Okay. So the thing is, tobacco does not really alleviate stress. It does not alleviate anxiety as well. And what happens is that because nicotine is an addictive substance, so once it's inhaled, once it comes into the body, what it does is that it gives the person a temporary feeling of relaxation or relief. And so it just makes you feel like, yes, this thing is doing me well. But then it starts acting on the central nervous system. So what comes back is that after a while, the person will start having withdrawal symptoms. And then when you start having withdrawal symptoms, you now start becoming dependent on tobacco. And as well, it will start causing other bad functions. It will have side effects in the body system. It's also one of the leading factors that causes cancer in the body. And then it affects the heart. It also gives respiratory problems and other serious health conditions. So that feeling they get is just temporary. It is just temporary. It's just like saying you're getting married today to get divorced the next day. What's the essence? What's the essence? And so they would not think about it that, oh, this feeling I'm getting, because it's temporary, it does not make any sense. Let me just leave it. But because they are not aware that this is going to damage my health and cause so many other things, and in the long run, it now increases the height of their stress, anxiety, and depression. So tell me, does it in any way help them?
No.
Because the stress they're trying to run away from coming into tobacco, it is heightening it. It increases it.
So Amy, do you
yeah, I have something to add to that. I would like to ask you a question. If something is your hobby, you love something, and then I ask you, why do you like this thing?
Some people just tell you, I just like it naturally, or I just
because
prefer
it's
doing
part
it
of you.
because it's part
So
of
that's what everyone who takes tobacco will tell you. I love it because
They
it
will just find
motivates me.
excuse.
Yeah, I love it because it's their hobby. That is why they will say such. You can't ask someone who just started, why do you like it? Because the person will just tell you. You just give you a preliminary excuse or reason why he smokes. Maybe it's because it's just there. But someone who has been there for years will tell you, I love it because it motivates me. It gives me that. It actually makes me high. It relieves my stress. They'll give you different reasons. But the thing is this, out of all those reasons, are those reasons viable enough to relieve you for a long period of time, or each time you take such substance that keeps your body not even in order, and you're actually endangering your body system? With few things I learned from this few days ago or months ago, I discovered that you're borrowing from your long life.
So taking tobacco is like you borrowing.
You're borrowing from your long life. If you notice now, the life expectancy is now becoming very low, especially among youths. Many people died so early. Some others, they don't live. Apart from deaths from accident and the rest of it, the highest rate of death is caused by tobacco, and that's it's mostly coming through. It's because of the way it's being produced. Let's just put it that way. It's either snuffed, or it's smoked as cigarette, or chewed, and then some now cook it. They get the leaf and they cook it with their food. So it's becoming so, and then we just have to totally try our best to educate these people and make them. There are people who read. Some people will tell you, I read with this, and so it helps me understand better.
That, some youths
there are some others that will tell you,
them assimilate.
Without it, I can't sleep. Just tell me, when your father gave birth or your mother gave your mother gave birth to you, were you not sleeping without tobacco? Or when you were in primary school, don't you read without tobacco? All of a sudden, you started reading, and it's tobacco that makes you read better and understand. That's a very wrong impression. Very wrong.
Very wrong impression. And according to World Health Organization, 80% of these tobacco users are from low or medium income countries, especially in this part of the world, in Africa. Can we now say poverty might be the predisposing factor to taking this substance?
I would agree to that, and some other way disagree with that.
Okay.
Most African countries are underdeveloped or developing, not like every other country. And so, while they are developing or still underdeveloped, you take it that the rate of poverty is still a bit higher than the developed countries in Europe and the rest of them. And so, some of these things that might happen due to peer pressure and the rest are caused not really because of poverty, but because of the way our system has held it. If it has been taken as a serious matter, just like every other health issue, like when the COVID virus came, there were descriptions and
so many measures.
Yes, so many measures to cover that. And then the HIV and the rest of it, even to malaria.
Yeah.
Nobody in the hospital will, or in the health sector, let me put it that way, so much put focus on the use of tobacco. They don't really, but this is becoming very high, especially among Africans. We see it as just a normal thing that someone will smoke. Why we see mad people on the street? It's not from one thing or the other. It could be, or most of it is because of what we take into the body system that have affected the nervous system.
Okay, bringing it down to relationship.
Oh, relationship.
Yes, how does this affect them maybe in their relationship? Because some that are addicted to this thing, they don't know what they are doing is bad. They'll be like Emmanuel said, they will feel like, yes, I'm doing this thing because I'm enjoying it. Not thinking of the partner that they're in a relationship with. What can you say about that?
Okay, so I'm still going back to that.
Okay.
Now, this thing they've taken in is having effects in their brain already.
Yeah.
And then there is a neurochemical imbalance going on there. And so everything about them changes, the way they reason, the way they talk. You don't expect them to talk the way you're talking because you're all right now. You've not taken anything that is going to damage your brain. And so once there is neurochemical imbalance, anything can happen. You would not even know that they are having some mental issues, except if you're inclined to that part of health. So definitely, they would not do things that you expect of them normally. And I don't think it is wise for someone to go into a relationship with someone. I'm not saying that you should stigmatize them. No. You can help them. But then if you're going into a relationship with them, have you thought about it that this is what I should expect? You should not expect that, okay, this relationship is going to go on well, except if you're in for it and ready to help them. Because, yes, the world we are in today, a number of people stigmatize those that are addicted. We think about pushing them away more than bringing them in to help them and so that we can save their life. So, normally, they would not relate well in a relationship. They wouldn't.
Yeah, on that relationship matter, she has actually hit the nail on the head that it has effects. And so when the effects start, or psychological effect, let me put it straight. When it starts gaining more ground on the person, you discover that there are some activities you do normal that you won't never want to do anymore. Okay, I sit with you here, I know how you behave as my partner, and then all of a sudden I talk to you the normal way I do, and then you react a different way. I know you don't. Definitely something is wrong. And so in relationships, we need to monitor, and definitely it's part of it when courtship is involved. We need to monitor the kind of person we're moving with. They say, show me your friend, and I'll tell you who you are. So know the kind of friends you're moving with, know the kind of people you're relating with, and if it is a very strong relation, you have to know every in and out of the person, both the income making of the person, because tobacco might not actually be to those who are taking it in. It could be those who are marketing it. And so when such person market, believe me, you're also in it. Okay? So you have to totally well, the best thing I will always advise anybody is total abstinence. Okay, that's the best. Okay, now with God, I've already said it before. Your body is the temple of the Holy Spirit. Yes. And so when you go otherwise, I don't know how you want God to be with you. I don't know how you want to do it. So, but the best thing is total abstinence. If you want to still be with God and you keep going the way you go with Him, walk with Him daily, do His will, then you should know that tobacco is not His will. He created these things. Actually, it's God that made them.
Everything.
And He knew every single thing. So He gave do's and don'ts. He created all the animals. They are very good. They have their impact in our environment. But He said, eat this and don't eat this. If you take this
will happen.
This will happen. Also, the fruit in the garden. He said, eat this, don't eat this. He created all of it. So He has told us, take things that will be healthy for you. Fruits are there. There are lots of fruits to keep your body healthy and strong. Take them. You feel okay. You will read better. Yeah.
Okay, so I'd like to add that health is a divine gift from God. We did not just come to be. There are some people that were given birth to with some certain health challenges, but then it's still a divine gift from God. And if you're being given a gift by someone, how are you going to take care of it? Or how are you going to relate with that gift? Let me put it that way.
You take care of it even very, very well. You take care of that gift very well.
Okay, so if I give you a glass cup and is a type you've not seen,
I will actually cherish that. I will actually cherish it.
How would you use it?
Because I want to use it anyhow.
Okay.
And I won't want just anybody to use the cup anyhow. I will take care of it very, very well.
All right then. So God has given us health as a divine gift. And then we allowing the distraction in the world we find ourselves make use of that gift God has given to us, I think is an offense to Him. Of course, He still loves us despite all we come in contact with each day, and then we cannot resist this temptation. God still loves us. And I would not also say that those that are not taking tobacco do not fall sick. They do fall sick, but then it is sin that has made that to happen. The world we have found ourselves presently in, and then the sin that Adam and Eve committed is what has brought us thus far. But if we look at it as God has given me this gift and I want to cherish it, I want to take care of it, it is divine. He lives in me. He owns me. I'm very much sure that those that have taken in tobacco, they should think about it. They would be able to abstain from it. It is not easy. It is not easy because it's a habit. And then before you can change a habit, it takes the grace of God. You still need God. You still need God.
You know, that's what the question I'm about to ask because of our time. Now, some people out there are looking at, I'm in this already. How can I get out of it? How can I recover from this act? How can I recover from taking these addictions? What are the ways that one needs to take, or what are the steps that we need to take to, to get out of this tobacco addiction?
First, I would say, first is self-determination. First is self-determination. Then detach yourself from the group of friends you found yourself into. Then seek for counseling at the appropriate place.
Okay, so I'd like to add that you can start by setting a date. Like he said, that's where determination comes in. Once you fixed a date that's, okay, today is the 25th of May 2023, and I have decided that from today henceforth, I do not want to take tobacco anymore. I do not want to take anything that is going to be harmful to my health. And that's where self-determination comes in. So once you've set that date and you've made yourself sure, you're sure about yourself that you want to do this, then you have to be determined to do that. And then next, I would like to add that they should stay away from the triggers, because it's not just about smoking it alone. When they find themselves in an environment where they can inhale this substance, it brings them back to how they usually feel when they make use of it. Or probably they light a matchbox and then the flame comes up. It brings them back. So everything that is like a trigger, they have to stay away from it. And then they should seek social support too. Yes, I know there's a stigma around towards those that take this thing. But then you would always find one person out of 100 persons that you can talk to. And aside that, most times it is stress that pushes people into this. And not knowing how to manage stress well would also make you think that tobacco can be a coping mechanism, which is very, very wrong. And so I'll just say we should try to keep ourselves very busy, engage in physical activities, and practice relaxation techniques. Practice relaxation techniques, and then seek social supports, relate with family and friends, talk to somebody. A lot of people like their privacy, but you cannot be in this world alone. You have to talk to somebody. And then lastly, I would say seek to see a mental health professional.
And above all, seek God's favor. You know, it's not easy. The spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. But you can actually ask for God's favor to help you to boost that flesh that is weak, so as to detach yourself from taking this tobacco. It won't have any positive health benefit on you, rather negative benefit. As Emmanuel said, is like you borrowing from your long life. Thank you, Queen, and thank you, Emmanuel, for coming on the program today. And I hope our viewer out there have actually learned one thing or the other on the program today. Till we come your way on the next episode of Hot Button, I am Tayo Adeleke. God bless you.